We're joined again by our Vatican analyst, Christopher White, who is a Vatican correspondent for National Catholic Reporter. Christopher, this has been part of the discussion, is the length of this, what it would signify if they went beyond 2 days or even 3 days. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, on one hand, the appetite is there for a quick conclave to show that the church is united. One cardinal joked to me a few nights ago that he's keen for a quick conclave just so he can get his iPad back. But, you know, joking aside, I think there's a real sense that they have to take this very seriously. This is the most important election and most important vote that many of them will ever cast in their lives. And it's also a process of continuing to get to know one another, and that will continue after hours, after they return from the Sistine Chapel back to the Vatican residences where they're staying. They're going to have to break bread together. They'll have dinner time conversations, talks after dinner, and they will undergo this process as long as it takes until they reach consensus. 2/3 is a high majority to achieve. It's much more than most democracies around the world require for a leader to be elected, and that's going to take some time, I think.
Yes.
All right, we're looking again at the stovepipe there with a bird, as I think we've seen in previous conclaves.
Lester, it was interesting to me that during the past week, it was the newer and younger cardinals who said in these general congregations, let's not rush to judgment. Let's take our time. Let's know each other and know exactly who we are voting for. Where there was the older veteran guys who said, okay, let's get this done. I've been here for 2 weeks. I just had Holy Week and Easter. I want to go home. And it was these younger men who really were asserting themselves the past 2 weeks, and especially these peripheral, so-called peripheral cardinals. They were not sitting back and being quiet, being the new kids on the block. They were saying, no, we're here to get this done right, and if that takes a while, then it takes a while.
And I think that's also indicative of these are not cardinals, the cardinals from the peripheries, if you will, who came up through the Roman system.
Exactly right.
And they have not had that experience. They weren't educated in Rome. They didn't serve in Rome. And so this is a whole new experience for them, Lester. And then you think of the decision before them. It really is momentous, and they want to get it right.
But when we talk about slowing down the process, because so much of it is already laid out, they don't have a lot of leeway.
No, but I think the point that these younger men were making is let's not feel an external pressure to get this done by, say, tomorrow evening, Thursday evening. That's not something that should be on our minds. Let's let a real 2/3 consensus emerge here.
All right, well, this will continue, obviously, to watch this. This concludes this NBC News special report. We will be back with any updates on the results of the conclave, and we have much more ahead on our streaming network, NBC News Now, online at NBCnews.com, and a full wrap-up tonight on NBC Nightly News. I'm Lester Holt in Rome. Thank you for watching, and good day.